The glitz, the glamour, and the glory of the Middle Eastern royal families are well known, but the rivalry between the two most flamboyant princes, Fazza, the Prince of Dubai, and Mohammed, the Prince of Saudi Arabia, has reached fever pitch, with both princes vying for the title of the region's most lavish spender. From their luxury cars to their private islands, it's a battle of extravagance that has the whole world watching. Join us as we find out who is the real king when it comes to being the prince. Let's begin with their political influence. While Mohammed Bin Salman and Sheikh Hamdan may not be direct rivals, there is definitely a sense of competition between the two. First up, we have Mohammed Bin Salman, aka MBS. This 37-year-old Saudi prince is the real deal. He's the crown prince, Deputy Prime Minister, and Minister of Defense of Saudi Arabia. He's also the chairman of the Council of Economic and Development Affairs and the Council of Political and Security Affairs. We mean, come on, can you get any more powerful than that? He basically controls his father's government and is considered the de facto ruler of Saudi Arabia. If you thought Kim Kardashian had influence, think again, because MBS has got her beat. Now, let's move on to the Prince of Dubai, Sheikh Hamdan, aka Fazza. This 40-year-old prince may be the future ruler of Dubai, but at the moment, he's more like the Prince of Parties. He's the chairman of the Dubai Executive Council and the head of the Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid establishment for young entrepreneurs. But let's be real, his father, Sheikh Mohammed, has all the power in Dubai, so Fazza is basically just there for show. When it comes to political influence, it's clear that MBS has the upper hand. But even in this aspect, the two princes can't resist competing with each other. They're both trying to make their countries great again, but in their own unique ways. However, MBS's ambitious Vision 2030 plan to diversify the Saudi economy and decrease its dependence on oil has put him ahead in the race. Meanwhile, Fazza has focused on promoting entrepreneurship and innovation in Dubai. While their approaches may differ, there's no denying that these two princes are constantly trying to one-up each other in terms of their impact on their respective countries. It's like watching a game of chess between these two, but instead of a chessboard, they're using entire countries. And let's be real, with their level of power and influence, they could probably play a game of Jenga with skyscrapers and still come out on top. Now, let's talk about the real competition here, the prince's bank accounts. In one corner, we have Fazza with a net worth of $6 billion. Impressive, right? But in the other corner, we have MBS, who is also known as Mr. Everything, with a net worth estimated at around $18 billion. And in case you're bad at math, that's 3 times more than Fazza's fortune. Maybe Fazza needs to start his own oil company to catch up, or perhaps he could try selling some of his golden cars on Craigslist. But who is smarter? While MBS may hold a bachelor's degree in law, Fazza's academic achievements are nothing to sneeze at. He's a graduate of the prestigious Rashid School for Boys in Dubai, and even attended the London School of Economics. It seems like Fazza has a thirst for knowledge and understanding that goes beyond just luxury cars and yachts. But honestly, it's not like MBS needs a degree to rule the country. He's got political power on his side. And they have turned their rivalry into a real estate war. It seems like these two royal princes just can't stop competing with each other, even when it comes to their luxurious estates. From Prince Fazza's private palace in Nad al-Sheba to Prince Mohammed's palace of Yamamah, they both have stunning properties that are the envy of many. But hold on to your turbans, because MBS's palaces are on a whole other level. The palace of Yamamah in Riyadh is so lavish, it puts most 5-star hotels to shame. With its marble floors and intricately carved ceilings, it's fit for a king. And let's not forget about the French palace named after Louis XIV. Prince Fazza's estate may be impressive, but it just can't compare to the sheer opulence of Prince Mohammed's properties. You can't be a prince without a yacht. And these two princes took this too seriously, taking their rivalry up a yacht. Prince Hamdan's yachts are certainly impressive, especially the Yas with its multiple swimming pools, spa, and lounge bar. But wait, Sheikh Hamdan listed the Dubai for sale. Is he giving up the rivalry with MBS in the yacht department? That doesn't seem like a move a true competitor would make. Maybe he's just clearing the way for a newer, more extravagant yacht to take its place. Speaking of MBS, he certainly takes the cake when it comes to yachts. The Serene cost a whopping $500 million. That's like buying a small country. In the end, it's hard to say who truly wins this yacht battle. Both princes have impressive watercrafts that most of us could only dream of owning. But one thing's for sure, the rivalry is alive and well in the world of yachts, and we can't wait to see what they come up with next. But they have a shared love for cars, too. It's like they're in a race to see who could have the most luxurious and expensive ride. Prince Mohammed Bin Salman has quite the collection, with Rolls-Royces, Bugattis, Lamborghinis, Bentleys, and Ferraris all lining his garage. He probably has more cars than he has places to go. But Sheikh Hamdan is no slouch in the car department either. He has a fleet of luxury vehicles, including a Lamborghini and a Range Rover, a Bentley Bentayga, a whole bunch of Rolls-Royces, and let's not forget his golden cars. You heard that right. Golden cars. Talk about flashy. Hard to say who's winning this category. Maybe they should just have a race and see who comes out on top. But the competition doesn't end there. They both compete in hobbies too. Mohammed Bin Salman may like to play basketball, but let's be real, that's not exactly an extreme sport. It's more like a leisure activity for senior citizens at a community center. Meanwhile, Sheikh Hamdan is out there living his best life, doing all sorts of exciting things like skydiving, hiking, and even deep-sea fishing. We bet Mohammed Bin Salman hasn't even touched a fishing rod in his life. And let's talk about animals. Hamdan is so adventurous that he dares to ride horses, camels, and even lions. What does Mohammed Bin Salman do with his weekends? Probably just sits in his fancy palace, sipping on expensive tea and petting his cat. Both MBS and Fazza are undoubtedly powerful and influential figures in the Middle East. Whether they're competing in terms of their lavish lifestyles, their political influence, or their net worth, these two princes are always trying to one-up each other. But at the end of the day, it's hard to say who comes out on top. Maybe they should just settle it with a game of basketball. Or better yet, a poetry slam.